Okay, so we can get started. So first, I normally do what we call I start with sentiments. I do sentimental analysis. I first do sentimental analysis, and for sentiments, I like using my FX book. So once I go to my FX book, I come to the section where we have community, and then down there you're going to see sentiment there, or below here, below systems, you can see we have sentiment as well. So you can click on it. Then once the page opens, just drag or drop down there. You're going to see this one is disturbing me. Let me just open a fresh page, because if I start forcing that one is going to take long. So you drag down there, you are going now to see the pairs, and the first pair you can see is Euro USD, and you can see the percentages for the guys who are on sales. That is short is 41%, while long is 57%. So in this case, what we normally do, we join the minority, which are now the sellers in this case, because in most cases you get that the minority, that is where the smart money guys are, and also the big boys that are now the banks, the hedge funds, and the rest. They are now under the minority, because the majority in most cases are the retailers. So for Euro USD, sentimentally we will be looking for sales. Uh, look at
What's this thing again? My FX Factory. I
my
want to check it
FX
out
book.
too.
My FX book.
Oh, my FX book. Let me check it out.
Yeah, you can as well use it for doing your. You can connect it with your trading account for journaling and the rest.
Oh, you can connect it to an account.
Yeah, sure. Let me conclude with this. Then I'll show you how you do the connection of an account.
Oh wait, oh wait.
Yeah, it does all the analysis and everything for you. Okay, so when you come to GBPUSD, you can see short is 43%, while longs are 57%. So in that case, we will be looking for what? We will be looking for uh we will be looking for we will be looking for sales. We will be looking for sales. That is on GBP USD. This week we are going to be looking for sales in that pair. That is sentimentally. Don't forget, that is sentimentally. We will be looking for sales. Now, look at USDJPY. You can see most of the traders are on sales. That is 80% of traders are on sales, while 20% are the ones who are on buys on Euro USD. So in this case, I highly advise someone who is trading the pair to be looking for buying opportunities rather than selling opportunities.
What's that?
What's up, man?
Sorry, man. I was talking to someone. So continue.
Okay, so I've said for the USD most will be, that is are now the retailers. The retailers are on sales, the 80%, while the smart money guys 20, which is now the 20%, are on buy. So for us, we can join now the buyers. So we will be looking for buying opportunities on USDJPY. The other pairs you can look at them during your own time. You can look on the other pairs or during your own time. Let's check on gold. Let's check on gold. Let's check on gold and see what you can expect. So XAUUSD is here. This is gold, and for gold you can see 39% are on shorts, 39% are on sales, while 61% are on buys. So in this case, this tells us that the market is still bearish on gold. So we will check on it further. That is both fundamentally and also technically. So now sentimentally, you can see that we are what? We are bearish on gold. That tells us we should be looking for more selling opportunities on gold this coming week. So this is one of the website you can access the COT report. This is These are not that much detailed. If you want to get more detailed report, you can go to this website, CF CFTC CFTC, that is Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Commodity Futures Trading Commission. This is the website you can come to, and then once you are on that website, let it load so that I can direct you to where you can this is now the website. This is the website. So once now you are on the website, you just do this. Just drag it down there, and what is showing here, it's about news and so on. So for us, we don't want news. What we want is what we can want us to access things like metals and stuff, commodities. It has to oversight data responsibilities, market data analysis. So let me confirm commitment of traders, COT. Let me search here and see if it's going to come. So commitment of traders, that is now what CFT stands for. CFT stands for commitment of traders. I don't know why this one is not showing me the right or how it should be. I don't know why. CFT website, my Forex factory, connect to your exam. Okay, this will give me the right COD report. Let me get the direct link that will take me to what I need. It's this one, the first link there. So you can see it has now given us what we wanted. So you can see we have here agriculture, petroleum and products, natural gas products, electricity, metals and others. So as for gold, it lies under this. So when you click on long format, you will see more detailed data. Then when you click on the short one, it's data which is not that much detailed. So let's click on long format. Once we click on long format, you can now start looking on the products. You can see the first one is palladium. It's up here on our top left. Palladium is the first commodity there. You can just keep on scrolling. You can see we have silver. Silver is here. Silver. So just keep on dragging down, and then you are going to see gold. So gold is here. Here's where we have gold. Here's where we have gold. And now with this, you can now start looking for those um, more information on how the banks are doing. And yeah, you can see on this side, on the right hand side, you can see we have non-reportable positions. Then we have other reportable positions. The first section is reportable positions. Yeah, So on this you can see how things are there. So just go and do your own research during your own time on how to interpret the whole of this complex data on COT report. It's going to be helping you sentimentally. The report is released on every Friday, and it gets released by several banks. They give out these reports. Yeah, so that is an assignment for you. So to get the best of website on this, to get the official website, just go and search as I've just searched on my chat GPT COT report web, and then you just click on it direct. It's going to direct you. So for sentiments, I can say that we are done with sentimental analysis. I can say that we are done on that sentimental analysis. So what we will be doing now is that we'll be moving forward and check on now fundamental analysis. That is, now we check on how the economic calendar looks this week, and we can proceed. So first thing you need to know is that over the weekend there has been news, and also you can see in my my Forex factory. The first news that comes there, that is 4 hours ago, is that Trump says Iran must immediately stop their highly paid proxies in Lebanon from causing trouble. If they don't, we'll hit Iran very hard again, just like we did last week, only harder. President J. Trump, Donald J. Trump. So, um, I believe you saw that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed again completely. That means even not even China can do anything now. So we have another site which you can be using to follow up with news. It's called Financial. It's called Financial Juice. This is the website Financial Juice, and this one is going to show you more more on news as well. It's going to show you more. So alright, so when you come to this, you are going to be getting news over here. There's a lot of news. Talks between Iran and US in Switzerland post not ended. Iran source. So you can see that was on 21st. When is today? Today is on date. Today is on 21st. Actually, is today. Yeah? So the talks which were to take place, they have been post. Iran's foreign minister spokesperson Sunday talks centered on ending war, sanctions relief, and releasing Iran frozen funds. So again, you can see member of Iran negotiation, member of Iran negotiation team, member of Iran foreign minister to meet Qatar prime minister. This is French, French. So there's a lot that will be going on. There's a lot that will be going on this week. Yo, guy, kindly mute your mic. So you can just go to that website and you'll see a lot. With my guys, I remember yesterday I shared with you something about attack on Lebanon by, was it Israel? So Lebanon's chief will not remain in Lebanon. Israel will not remain in Lebanon. group will react to any breach. So you can see there is a lot which is happening. A lot is happening, and a lot has happened over the weekend. So tomorrow expect a gap in the market. Tomorrow expect a gap opening. Expect a gap opening tomorrow. So I've told you this is one of the website you can be following for news, financial juice, that one. So let's go back to our Forex factory. As you know, also in the Forex factory, you have seen that today we have that one about Trump saying Iran must stop what they are doing. Also, I believe you saw that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed, and in most cases now, and what I know, most of the traders believe that tomorrow it's going to be buy, guys. Most,
You can't see you can't see your screen, bro.
but can you hear my voice?
Your screen went off.
Can you hear my voice? Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, sure.
And about my screen, is it visible now? All right, so let's continue. So we were saying that we got the news that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed, and what many people believe or many traders believe is that tomorrow the market will be just buying. But one thing you need to put in mind is that what this guy is trying to do, Trump, is trying to um, stabilize the dollar. You have seen in the recent news events and many occurrences which have happened that it's been in favor of the dollar and whatever he's doing. So, number one, about the Strait of Hormuz being closed, oil, that is now crude oil and the rest, the US oil, UK oil, or WTI, that is now the crude oil. That one will definitely buy. Remember, the dollar is used as the what? The dollar is the commonly used for that trade exchange. So, if the prices of oil go up, there will be high demand for the dollar. Again, people normally say that gold is a safe haven during uncertainties or crisis. Yes, but in this case, it's going to be a what? It's going to be a fear. So, at first, yes, people will run, invest in gold, but later they will withdraw their investment from gold and invest in the dollar. So, in this case, the dollar seems to be the one which will be gaining more. And for gold, so for gold, there's a probability that the market will first buy and then sell, as it happened last time. Gold bought and then it dropped massively. Last time when the Strait of Hormuz was closed, that thing happened. I don't know if you recall that. I don't know if you recall that. So, um, you need to be very careful. You need to be very careful because now the spike that will happen upward, it will be a short-term spike. That's why you hear that in most cases you hear that when it comes to fundamentals, you are told that buy the rumor, sell the news, or now sell the the impact. Buy the rumor, sell what? Sell the impact. Right? So what is likely to be on uptrend or buying in alignment to the released reports is oil. Gold will buy, yes, but not long term. And that is now where most will be caught. Alright, so with that being said, we can get into the economic calendar and see what we expect this week. Let's see what we expect from the economic calendar this week, guys. So tomorrow is on Monday. On China, we are going to have a 1-year loan prime rate, 1-year prime rate, 5-year prime rate. So anyone who trades Chinese related currencies, you need to be very keen with this. It seems to be a medium impact news, but I can say that it's an high impact news. Don't ignore that. Then foreign direct investment, that is in China as well. In Germany, we are going to have German Duba President Nagel speaks. The president is gonna be speaking there for Germany. At 3:30 p.m. we are going to have CPI for Canada. So for this one, I'm not going to give comments because I don't follow up with the Canadian economy. But for those who will be trading, and from what has been happening previously, there is a probability that we are going to have an increase in inflation on the consumer side. Remember, CPI stands for Consumer Price Index, and this is now inflation on the consumer's what? On the consumer's side. So there is a probability we will be having an increase that is an actual greater than the previous. And if that one is to happen, that means the local currency is going to gain. In this case, it's Canadian dollar, so you know what to do. Alright, so let's proceed. On Tuesday is a cool day. I don't see any major news there. So we go to Wednesday. On Wednesday, you can see in Austria at 4:30 a.m. We are going to have a CPI month over month and also CPI year over year. So if you trade gold, make sure you pay attention to this news, because Austria is one of the largest producers of gold, and when there's news events in Austria, it affects gold directly. So sometimes you might see there's a sudden move in gold. You try and look for what happened. Is there any breaking news? Is there anything or what? You don't see it, but have a look on what is happening in Austria. So for this one, don't have any comment on that. So yeah, if you are trading Australian dollar, yeah, you can go and do more research on that, what you can expect on the CPI. And so on Wednesday at 4:30 a.m. we are going to have employment data. We are going to have employment data, that is on Austria. It was previously at negative 18.6k. So this one I can say you can expect an increase. So you can expect an increase, and if the outcome is going to be an increase, that means it's good news for the Australian economy. And if the news is good for an economy, that means the currency is going to be gaining strength. So Audi pairs will be buying. That is now where the Audi is a base currency. Remember, the base currency is the first one. The quote is the second currency. I hope you do understand that. Alright, so on the same day, on the same day, that is on Thursday. On Thursday at 3:30 p.m. we are going to have one of the most very important news, that is core PCE price index month over month. So PCE stands for personal consumption expenditure. Is month over month, and this one measures the percentage in change of prices paid by consumers for goods and services. It measures the percentage in change for what? Prices paid by consumers for goods and services, excluding. The moment you see the word core, just know in your mind that there are two things which have been excluded, that is food and energy, because their prices are very volatile. So when we have the core, this is now where the real inflation is. And core PCE is one of the Fed, or the federal government, that is now the central bank in the US, normally follow closely for it to decide on interest rates, whether going to have a rate cut, rate pause, or a rate hike. So make sure you follow these news closely. That is core PCE, core CPI, core PPI. The core. When you see the word core, just know two things have been excluded. That is food and energy. Right? So yeah. So now in this case, let's check. Previous was at negative. Sorry, not that one. Previous was at 0.2%. So if this time around the actual is going to come out greater than previous, that means inflation is doing what? Is going high. And also, if we base our argument on what we saw last week, that is on CPI, the Fed remained the interest rates at a pause, unchanged. I don't know, is it the third or the fourth time? So what I can see next, or what is probably going to happen soon in this Fed meetings, is a rate hike. The possibility of a rate cut for me, as the percentages have reduced, have remained now with another rate pause or a rate hike. Those are the things I have now. So if the actual is going to come out greater, let's say it comes out at 0.4, that means consumer prices have risen or have gone up with 0.4 from the previous what? From the previous month. And if the prices have gone up, this indicates a strong inflation. And remember, this is now where the Fed or central banks comes in. When inflation is high, they tend to do what? To hike interest rates in order to curb inflation or to bring it down. I hope we are together on that. So on this day, that is on Thursday, I'll be expecting a buy on the dollar index. I'll be expecting the dollar index to buy, and then if the dollar index is buying, gold is selling, GBPUSD is selling, Euro USD is selling, AUUSD is going to sell, NZD USD is going to sell, USDJPY is gonna buy, USD CAD buy, USD CHF buy, USD ZAR buy. Yeah. Let's conclude with Friday. So on Friday, again, there is this news here which comes out each and every week. That is the weekly unemployment claims in the US. Previous was at 229,000. This time the forecast is 226. So basing on previously from the NFP what we had and so on, I can expect an actual less than forecast, which is also a good news for the dollar, because talking of unemployment claims, these are now the people who claim benefits from the government. The government can either pay their rents, can pay their insurances, can pay their what? Government can provide food to them since they are not in employment. So they file reports every week. That is it. That's why you see the news is released every week. So on Friday, I don't see any major news. And please make sure you are following up with what this crazy man is saying. The crazy man here is Donald Trump. So what you need to know, what you need to do is just make sure you have a Twitter account. Make sure you have a Twitter account. Make sure you have a Twitter account. That is the so-called X. Recently it's called X. So make sure you have an account there, and you try and look for the legit page for this guy so that you can follow him. Kindly do so that if there is any breaking news, you are able to get the information fast. Okay, so now let's get into technicals. Let's get into technical analysis, and we start with the dollar index. Technical analysis. So you can see from what we had last week, the market respected our analysis very nice. The market respected our analysis very nice, and everything was cool. So last week was very well. So I'll clear and start fresh analysis. I'll clear and start fresh analysis. I will clear and start fresh analysis. So what I normally do, I do what we call top-down analysis. I do top-down analysis. Top-down analysis, that's what I normally do. And I normally start my analysis from the weekly time frame. And in some cases, I start from monthly time frame. In some cases, I started from monthly time frame. Like in this case, you can see what the market has done. We have had so you can see we have had a lot of liquidity here. Previously, we have had a lot of liquidity, but the current month's candlestick, you can see it's sweeping out. So what I can mark here is this nearest fair value gap. This fair value gap over here, that's the one I'm going to mark. I'll mark that fair value gap. The fair value gap, I'll mark, that is the monthly one. Also, I'll mark its half, which is 50%. I'll mark its 50%. It's going to be very crucial when the time comes. So half of this there. So as the dollar index is going up, for me to start selling the dollar index, it has to come to either this line or the upper one, so that I can now continue doing what? Continue selling it. That is now based on what? That is based on monthly time frame. So I can mark the recent max low. The market has already taken out last month's high. So yeah, there's nothing much to check on there on the so there's nothing much to check on there on the monthly time frame. So we come to what? We come to weekly time frame. So on weekly time frame, you can see the market is creating this kind of an uptrend. The market is trying to create this kind, and actually, okay, let me see. Yeah, the market is trying to create this kind of an uptrend, which is not comfortable plotting it here on weekly time frame. So let me leave it as it is. So on every time frame, I normally do two things. I check on the market trend, and I check on the key levels, market trend key levels. So now I'm here on the weekly time frame. What I'll do, I'll mark the high of last week. I'll mark the high of last week, and also I'll mark the low of last week. Once I'm done with that, I have this point of interest in here. I'll mark it, that one. So with that being said, I can go to daily time frame, because now when you look on the weekly time frame, you can clearly see that in the recent weeks the market is being bullish. So that confirms for us that the market is what? The market is bullish. Are we together? That confirms that the market is what? The market is bullish. So while on this weekly time frame, one thing I can just conclude roughly is that the market will drop to this, and then we can continue doing what? We can continue going up. Remember, this is weekly time frame. So let's go to daily and see whether the market has something. Okay, now when we come to daily time frame, you can see that the market is forming an uptrend. The market is forming an uptrend. The market is forming an uptrend, and you can see slightly at the end of the zone we marked on the weekly time frame. There's a demand zone there, or a bullish order block on daily time frame, which is okay. I'll just leave it as it is. We have an FVG there, so if the market decides to do as we anticipate, the market drops to this, gives us a touch there, and then we can look for longs or for buys. So higher time frames, that is my expectation. So we drop to 4 hours. We drop to 4 hours. So now coming to 4 hours, there's nothing much or very important. So on 4 hours, what I can see is that the market is trying to form an inverted head and shoulders with a double bottom. So this is the first bottom, the second bottom here. Then the market has gone up. There's a possibility the market is now coming down to form the right shoulder before we can go long, or we can look for long buys. Alright, so that is H4. I don't know whether one now has anything important, but let me confirm. So when you come to 1 hour and check on the market keenly, you will see that the market is trying to form what we normally call a rising wedge, and also inside there you can see the market has formed an head and shoulders pattern, a very small one. So I can expect the dollar to do what? The dollar to drop to this level, and then we can look for what? We can look for buys. So that is my take on the dollar index. Expecting the market to come here, and then I can look for longs. That's my take on the dollar index. So we can check on the next pair. 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 We can check on the next pair, which is you can check on GBPUSD. We can check on GBPUSD. Let's have a look on GBPUSD. GBPUSD. So let's see what we expect on this pair. So you can see last week The pair respected our analysis. The pair played out very, very well. You can see GBPUSD, it played out very well. I normally analyze the pair, but I trade it oftenly. I don't trade it mostly. So first things first, and as usual, we start our analysis from what? From higher time frame. So in this case, you can see on monthly time frame, the market has done one thing very important. It has broken out last month's low. So I marked that low of last month, and then yeah, that is the only important thing I can see. So from the monthly time frame, the market one, it shows you that the market is what? The market is it's bearish. Number two, you can see that it broke out the low of last month. And now when you come to weekly time frame, you can see where the market is currently at. Is at a very, very strong demand zone. It happened to be a very strong demand zone here. So the market is currently there, and you can see after tapping the zone, it has made a pullback. So there's a probability the market might go back to where we have last month's high, and then we can now continue coming down. So if we continue coming down, this is the next point we need to have a look at. We just have a look. We need to have a look at that, but we have this liquidity here, but we will first watch the zone here, and then liquidity is the long-term target on this. Remember, we have a lot of liquidity here. We have a lot of both buy side and sell side liquidity on GBPUSD weekly time frame. So that is it on weekly time frame. That is it on weekly time frame. So you can see last week market did something very crazy. It took out both the high and the low of the previous week. Market took out the high and the low of that previous week. So let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. So now when you come to daily time frame, you can see on the last day of the week, that was on Friday, the market closed bullish, leaving a very tiny FVG somewhere, leaving this FVG here. So now market open tomorrow, there's a probability the market will be coming to this FVG, and then we can continue going down. Again, when you look on this market from this perspective, you can see the market is giving us an head and shoulders pattern. So market coming to our anticipated or targeted zone has a very high probability. There's high probability the market will be coming to our zone, right? So this is this is daily time frame. This is daily time frame on GBPUSD. This daily time frame on GBPUSD. So let's see on 4 hours time frame what the charts are telling us. So when you come to 4 hour time frame, there's this probability either the market drops back to this level and then goes up. That is one, or the market goes up to the last month's low level, which happens to be a supply a supply zone right now. So that is what we'll be watching. Remember, we don't know how the market is gonna happen tomorrow, so we need to be very patient. And also, if you are going to be trading tomorrow, guys, if you will be trading tomorrow, my friends, be very, very keen. Okay, let me use a fib. Let me use a fib here and see. So just slightly above our zone is where we have the 50% of the fib. So it's a valid zone here. This one is it's a valid one. So we will be watching the market there for possible sells. That is on GBPUSD. So let's see whether 1 hour got something. So now coming to 1 hour, you can see the market tried to form an inverted head and shoulders. Market dropped, then it came up, dropped, came up, and this is how the market closed. So I expect this market to come up here, then we can look forward for sales. So market open, I expect the market to buy. This is GBPUSD. I expect the market to go up there, and then we can look for long-term sales. But first, we will be targeting the first zone. After the market hits the first zone, we can look for a target on the second zone. So that is how GBPUSD looks. And in case the market opens with a with a downside zone, you can be watching the market here. We have this order block here, or back to this zone where it originated the buy. We look for those buys. So looking for buys here during probably tomorrow, either tomorrow and Tuesday or tomorrow. It's valid. It will depend on how the market opens. So we need to be very, very careful and very patient. We need to be very patient. We need to be very careful as well. Many accounts will be blown tomorrow. Many accounts will be blown tomorrow. If you are that person who rushes to enter the market once it opens, kindly don't do so. Don't do so. If you do, you will tell us. USOIL. Let me check on oil and see. This is crude oil. USOIL. So when it comes to oil, I don't do much of analysis on it. Okay, so let me just clear my chart and see. So on oil, we have been trading in this channel for long. That is on oil. This monthly time frame, guys. This monthly time frame on oil. So oil has been trading here in this uptrend channel for a very long time, but then it finally broke out. Market finally broke out. Market finally broke out, and then it came back. So you can see the current month is very bearish. So what I can do, I can mark the high of the current month on oil. That is it. So let's drop to, this is weekly time frame. So you can see we had a gap here, and it seems the market was coming to fill this gap. We had a gap here. It seems as the market was dropping here, it was coming to fill this gap. So you can see how the candlestick for last week closed. It failed to take out the low, and also it did not take out the high. You can see it was a very tight candlestick. So for those who trade oil, for those who trade crude oil to be specific, last week I know it was a very, very difficult time for you. So this week, if the market spikes down, it will give us a good opportunity for us to buy long if it spikes down. Also, if it does not, it will just continue going up based on now the fundamentals we have seen about the Strait of Hormuz being closed completely. Yeah, so this is weekly time frame. Don't forget this is weekly time frame. And where I have that black horizontal line, this is where we have the high of this month. So for the remaining days, there is a probability that the market will be buying, and by the end of it, the market will close bullish on oil. So let's keep following up. So on daily time frame, I don't see anything important there. Let me see. This is what? This is H4. This is H4. So let me see whether it's clear on 1 hour. Whatever is on H4, the information on H4 is clear on in 1 hour. So you can see the market has been trending in this bearish trend. Market is been trading in this bearish trend here, and then you can see it broke out and then retested. Market is been trending in this bearish trend. Market is been trending this bearish trend. Market is been trending in this bearish trend, and then it did what? It broke out and then retested, and by so doing, market has given us something very sweet actually. Market has given us an inverted head and shoulders. So remember, this is oil, guys. Remember, this is oil. Current price of oil, or WTI, that is crude oil, is at 76.55. So if you can swing, look for buys on USOIL and swing it. If you can swing US oil or crude oil, whichever, look for buys and swing it to above 100. Currently the target here is 97.1, let's say 97, which is this month's high, but I believe when the market starts going up, it will go above that high. But for now, let's target that one. And you can see something sweet again here. If you take the buy and maybe you feel that you can't hold long, you can exit here where we have this we have a gap. We have a gap here. We have a gap here. And I believe you have seen in the monthly time, sorry, on the weekly time frame, market left a gap here and then it came back to fill the gap. So that is another thing to confirm that for us, that when you get a buy on crude oil, the market will go to fill that gap at between 82 to 84. That is $82 to $84 per barrel. That is on crude oil. So that is how crude oil is. Let me check on UJ. I just check on it very fast. Very fast. And then I check on gold, and we can call it a day. We can call it a day. So those who have been following us for long, we had, okay, those charts, I guess I cleared them. We had buys of USDJPY from below there. I even don't know, it was 150 or 140 something. So this is USDJPY. You can see I was targeting this point here, that is 161.9. Market came up to 161.7. It failed to hit that. But now, what is there? This is 4 hours time frame. So what I can expect is the market to go even higher above my point. This time around, when the market goes up, I expect it to go even higher or above my point. I expect the market to go above my point. There's something I'm looking for. There's something I'm looking for. Button. That one. That one. Button. From here. Okay, this one will be okay. So if the market goes above that level, I can expect it to come to this 162.77. So You will be looking for your entries. You will be looking for your entries and hold. So up to the first one, it's some good bits there. If the market goes further, it's going to be very, very, very nice. So you will be looking for your entries. You will look for your entries on lower time frames. You will look for your entries. I'm pretty sure the market swept a lot last week. You can see how the candlesticks were. So I'm very sure that USDJPY swept lots of accounts. I'm pretty sure that. So first, let's target the nearest zone we have, or where we had our target. So let's first have our target there. The next will come after this is it. So that is it on USDJPY. So then, allow me to analyze gold. Allow me to analyze gold. Allow me to analyze gold, and then we can call it a day. So XAUUSD. And when it comes to gold analysis, always I prefer analyzing on forex.com. So last week we had very sweet gold. We had very sweet gold on Monday, that is on Sunday. During our analysis like this, I told you I was expecting gold to buy to this level and come here either in this line or this one and then sell. So it came to the upper one, and this is now where I got the NFP signal. Sorry, not NFP but FOMC. I shared that signal with my guys. The market dropped for, was it 1500 pips? Then before we slept, I shared another one where I was expecting the market to reverse to here and then start selling. That is what happened. Then in the morning I found the market around 43, was it 43.05 or what? Then we took an entry there which gave us, was it 600 pips? On that day we got another entry. On Friday morning we dropped. On Friday again we got another entry for sales, which I expected the market could have taken out last week but one low. But Friday it was a bank holiday, so the market was a little bit slow. It failed. So let's do fresh analysis. and see what we expect from gold. So one thing with gold took out this last month's low. Last month's low was taken out on gold. The current month's high is here. The current month's high, that is it. So let's go to weekly time frame. Now coming to weekly time frame. When you come to weekly time frame, you can see from where the market reacted after taking out this, from where the market reacted, it happened to be kind of an what? Is it an order block or what do you guys call it? This one. So you can see the market came here, then it made a strong pullback. Now, after that, what is the next point of interest? This fair value gap over here. This fair value gap over here. That is the point you need to be watching very keenly. Because now when you look on gold, you can see this law, this law is the one which gave us what? This high. Right? So what is there? I believe this market is going to come and take out this law around this level, because this is the liquidity resting here. So I believe the market is going to induce or to swipe this liquidity, and probably it will come to this FBG here and then buy, or it can break and continue dropping, and if it drops we have other levels we can be watching. But as for now, this is the zone we'll be watching, because if things goes well this week, we might see gold coming below where it had gone last week, but one that is something we need to be very keen with. So now this is weekly time frame. Again, you can see on last week the market went up, and then at some point you can see the market reversed and it closed the week bearish. This is gold. This is gold. The market closed the week what? Bearish. So let me mark this high of last week. Let me mark the high of last week. This high of last week, very important for the law. Okay, let me just mark it as well. So I have marked the high and the low of last week. I have marked the high and the low of last week. So let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. So now you see on daily time frame, the trend is very bearish. Even if you check on the higher time frames and everything, the trend on gold is very bearish. So what is likely to happen? What is highly likely to happen is that the market will buy, come back to around this level here, and then we can now continue with the sales. Then we can continue with the sales. This is on daily time frame. This is on daily time frame. Let's go to H4. Remember, Friday was a bank holiday, so the market might open with a lot of mix. That's why I said those who trade during the market open, kindly stay away from this market. Those who trade at 3 a.m. will be an example tomorrow. So you see this zone here, this zone here, you have a zone here, very crucial one, a very crucial one here, which we need to be watching on gold. We need to be watching this level. This is H4 days. This is 4-hour time frame. Let me see the 1 hour. Okay, if the market goes past that, we can watch the 1 hour one, this one. If the market goes up past that, because the market will open with a gap, we don't know how big the gap will be. We don't know that. So now this is 4 hours. So looking on gold, if the market decides to buy from the current market and comes here, then starts selling, the market will have given us head and shoulders with a double top. So this is what? This is the right shoulder, first top, second top, and then we will be having the left shoulder here, and then we can sell. So there's high probability the market will give us an head and shoulders pattern. Remember, an head and shoulders is a sell confirmation or a sell pattern. So something we need to check on here. Let's see whether it's making sense. Let's see whether this one is making sense. Where are you, Fib? Where are you, Fib? From this low up to this high. Where is 0.5? You can see 0.5 is here, and then 3 point is 3 point what? Sorry, have I marked it right? Or should I be using the opposite from up to bottom? Let me see. But I think the one I did at first, that was the right one. If I'm not wrong. If I'm not forgetting. So you can see the zone I've marked here is where we have the 0.6618. In the fib, when you are looking for sales, you look at 0.5 and 0.618. Those are very crucial levels when you're looking for sales. So that zone is valid. Currently, you can see the market is at 71 point something on the feed. So market might decide to respect it and buy. Remember, I told you about the news we have heard over the weekend. That is now we will be buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So welcome guys. So those are watching us. Yeah, welcome. So let's wait and see what happens. Again, we have this. We have this demand or order block here. If the market decides to open down and come to this because of how it closed on Friday and because of the pressure of the bank holiday and so on, well and good. If it comes back to this level around 40.75 there, you can take your buys. If it doesn't and it opens up, when you get a good opportunity, you can look for buys as well, right? And then the sales, remember, we are still bearish. So, but as for me, what I'll go with is this one. The buy to sell. But don't rush. When the market opens, be patient. Because a lot of people will blow their accounts tomorrow. Be very patient with this market tomorrow, guys. Now, when we come to 1 hour, you can see that the market is forming this kind of W formation or pattern, which is what we call a double bottom pattern. So the market, let's watch this out. Don't know whether 30 minutes has something making sense. Let me see. On 30 minutes, I don't see anything making much difference with the 1 hour. Same to 15, and also same to this one. So let's wait and see how the market opens. But I've told you there's high probability market opens with a gap to the upside, and then from there you can be looking for these long sales. So guys, that is it from me. If you have any question, if you have any different view, kindly unmute your mic and let's hear from you. So you can unmute your mic. Yeah, guys, you can just unmute your mic and speak. If you have any different view on the pairs we have checked or something to say, it's your time.
I wanted us, can you analyze Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, alright? Alright, let me have a quick look on BTC. Crypto analysis is very simple actually. I do it very, I don't really a lot. So coming on BTC, you can see I already had this sell ongoing. I already had this sell on BTC ongoing. Expecting the market to come to around 49.12k, and then I can look for long buys there. But let's do analysis. Let me leave that one. Let's do analysis on something different. Alright, so let's start with monthly time frame. This is Bitcoin. Now, guys, there's something you need
Yeah,
to want.
sorry, Ken.
Yes.
I don't know. It's my screen or my phone or something, but I can't see your screen there.
Maybe it's your phone. The rest,
I think network.
the rest,
Network maybe.
the rest. Kindly confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, we do see a screen. If screen sakho sibonisi network yakho sho ukuthi low nyana.
All right, guy. Check on your network. Check on your network kindly. All right. So this is Bitcoin, and guys, there's something you need to understand with Bitcoin. Though I will not show you this one today, but someday I'll come and show you. It's about how the Bitcoin market does and or how long it takes to do their retracement. So you see, like this kind of retracements, there are days which it takes. The market takes 366 days, something like that. So when you check on the current downtrend or the current drop, it has not hit those days, so there is still more. Bitcoin is still going to drop. Bitcoin is still going to drop. So now let's let's start with this is monthly time frame. So from monthly time frame, I'll just do a fresh quick analysis. You can see the current month is dropping. So I'll mark the high of the current month. I'll mark the high of the current month, and then you can see where the market is coming. There's a lot of liquidity. There's a lot of liquidity. So I'll mark that one. I'll mark the entire zone there, and you can see the zone is at 43 watts, around 40, around the 40,000. The market it dropped to 59 something. So let's go to weekly time frame. Let's check on weekly time frame. So when you check on weekly time frame, just a quick look, you can see the market has formed an head and shoulders pattern. The market has formed an head and shoulders pattern, and you can see currently the market is dropping. I expect the market to drop. That is Bitcoin. I expect Bitcoin to drop. That's why you have not seen me telling people to buy Bitcoin or invest in Bitcoin as for now. But soon, when the market comes to the anticipated zone, you'll hear me now tell people to start investing in Bitcoin, because once the market comes to that level of around 40,000, it's going to go above 120,000. So if even you will not have money to invest in Bitcoin and it comes to this, just fund your account $10, enter a 0.01, buy 2 positions and let it run. Even if it's going to be 3 years, just do so. So Bitcoin, I expect the market to continue dropping to this zone. I'm watching that zone. Um, that is this is weekly time frame. Don't forget. Don't forget this is weekly time frame. We are dropping to the lower time frames now. We will be dropping to the lower time frames. So the market has been having this downtrend. The market has been having this downtrend. So yeah. So now let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. We normally do what we call top-down analysis. Top-down analysis. Higher time frames to lower time frames. That is what we call top-down analysis. You start your analysis from higher time frames coming to lower time frames. That is what we call top-down analysis. In every time frame, you look for 1. Market trend, 2. Key levels or points of interest. And that's simple. For entries, consider liquidity, consider chart patterns, consider if you trade order blocks, consider that. If you trade fair value gaps, consider that. That's simple, nothing. Don't complicate things. Now, when you come to weekly time frame, you can see initially the market was in this uptrend here, and then it broke out very impulsively. And currently, what the market is doing is trying to do what we call a correction. So let me show you something. Excuse me. Excuse. So let me show you something. Sometimes when you are marking a zone and it is not coming well with you, just change your chart to a line graph and you will do it perfectly. Then once you are done, you can take back your chart to candlesticks. Just change your chart to a line graph, and then once you are done, take it back to candlesticks. So yeah, my zone is now okay. So with the current fundamentals, the market might the
Can I ask
market.
Ken?
Pardon?
Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
So you trading these are trend lines, no? Trend and trend lines. You're trading
Yeah, sure.
channels,
These are trend lines.
like ascending channels and descending channels.
Yeah, sure.
And then it breaks off. Like what happened here, you can see it's ascending. If I recall, it's ascending when it's like this, no?
Yeah, this is an ascending one. Then the market broke out impulsively, very strongly. That is So I was saying, with the current economic events happening, we might see Bitcoin come back to this level here, and then from there we can see a sell-off, a very strong drop. So this is daily time frame actually. So let's go to 4 hours. We are going to see something there. Let's go to 4 hours. Let's see 4 hours. What's up? Let me check. 58. Just a minute, we continue. Just a minute.
And